When a nuclear submarine leaves port, there are no big ceremonies, no roaring engines for everyone to hear. It's just a silent shadow slipping beneath the waves and, poof, vanishing into the deep. Today, we're going to go inside one of the most powerful and secretive war machines ever created.
And this quote, it really just nails it right from the start. The true power of a ballistic missile submarine, it isn't just its payload. It's the simple, terrifying fact that you have no idea where it is. That uncertainty, that's a weapon all on its own, and it creates this constant psychological pressure on a global scale.
Which, when you really think about it, sets up this incredible paradox. These machines hold the power to literally end civilizations, but their entire mission, their whole purpose, is to stop wars from ever starting in the first place.
So how do they pull this off? Well, by becoming a ghost. A ballistic missile submarine just silently moves under thousands upon thousands of square miles of ocean. The moment it dives, its exact location is known only to a tiny handful of people at the very top of the chain of command. It's basically a floating fortress that, for all intents and purposes, has just ceased to exist to the outside world.
And this invisibility is what guarantees something absolutely critical called second strike capability. Think of it as the ultimate insurance policy. The logic is pretty simple. Even if an enemy could somehow take out a country's land-based missiles and all its bombers, these hidden submarines would still be out there, untouched and ready to strike back. It ensures that any first attack would be an act of, well, mutual suicide. And that's the very core of nuclear deterrence.
Okay, so that's the big idea, the strategy behind it all. But what about the hardware? Let's get into the tangible firepower that really makes a nuclear submarine the apex predator of the ocean. Just look at this number for a second. 200. That's roughly the number of nuclear warheads a single U.S. Ohio-class submarine can carry. And here's the kicker. There's always more than one of these on patrol at any given time, somewhere out there in the world.
Now, what's truly mind-boggling here is the scale. Every single one of those warheads has a destructive yield that is many, many times greater than the bomb that was dropped on Hiroshima. The firepower contained within just one of these submarines is almost impossible to comprehend. And to help you wrap your head around the sheer size of its primary weapon, just picture this. Each Trident II D5 missile is taller than a 4-story building. It weighs almost 60 tons. And these things are launched from beneath the surface of the ocean, bursting through the water before arcing into space. But the sub isn't a one-trick pony. The Trident missile, that's the big one, the strategic, planet-scale weapon. But for dealing with threats that are a little more up-close and personal, it has the Mk-48 Torpedo. This is a tactical weapon, a silent, deadly hunter designed to take out enemy submarines or even massive surface ships. And the way this thing works is just brutally efficient. The Mk-48 doesn't just punch a hole in a ship. Nope, it's designed to detonate right underneath the hull. This creates a massive gas bubble that literally lifts the entire warship out of the water. Then, when that bubble collapses, the ship slams back down, and the stress is so immense it just snaps the hole in two. And just like that, a billion-dollar warship is gone in seconds. So, we have this machine of absolutely incredible destructive power. But what about the human element? Who's running it? Let's step inside, into a world that is completely and totally sealed off from our own. I mean, just try to imagine living like this. For months on end, you see zero sunlight, you sleep in a bunk that's stacked 3 high, with barely enough room to even sit up. You're completely isolated, no news, no contact with family, you're just gone. The only constants are the low hum of the nuclear reactor that you can feel in your bones and the recycled air you share with over 100 crewmates. You can see how time itself would just blur into this relentless cycle. A sailor's day is usually 6 hours on watch, then 12 hours for everything else. Eating, sleeping, exercising, maintenance. The boat never sleeps. And this constant state of readiness means your Monday feels exactly like a Saturday for months. And all of this, every single thing they do, revolves around one word: stealth. The outside of the hull is coated in special sound-absorbing tiles. All the machinery is mounted on these dampers to muffle any vibration. Dropping a wrench isn't just a clumsy mistake. It could be a fatal one. Down here, silence isn't just golden, it is survival. Okay, so let's zoom back out. How does this silent world, this unbelievable machine, and its incredibly dedicated crew, how does it all fit into the high-stakes chess match of global politics? And this is really where it all comes together. See, a submarine doesn't have to fire a single weapon to have a massive impact. The simple, secret act of just deploying one is a huge strategic chess move. It's a form of silent diplomacy, sending a powerful message to both allies and adversaries without saying a single word.
And that one move sends ripples across the globe. When a sub is deployed during a crisis, allies feel reassured, right? They know a hidden guardian is on patrol. At the exact same time, rivals are forced to completely recalculate. They have to consider the risk of triggering a response from a weapon they cannot see and cannot track.
And it's not just that it's deployed, but how it's deployed that really changes the message. A silent routine patrol, well, that's about maintaining that constant simmering deterrence. But a publicly announced deployment, that's a whole different ballgame. That is a direct, unmistakable warning shot, and it's designed to change behavior and de-escalate a crisis.
Ultimately, this brings us right back to that core concept. The true power of the nuclear submarine is all about potential. It's the silent, constant possibility of what it could do that shapes decisions in war rooms thousands of miles away. It enforces a kind of peace through pure intimidation. And so that leaves us with this really profound and maybe unanswerable question at the heart of all this technology. Is this silent apex predator, gliding unseen in the deep, the ultimate tool for keeping the peace? Or is it simply a doomsday switch, waiting patiently for an order that we all hope will never, ever come?